I was the person who did everything right. I followed the path. I followed the script for success. Here's the question that I wrestled with during my 12-year career as a public school teacher. And that is, what if I'm working so hard right now to afford a life that I'll never be able to see? Because my money could buy me Starbucks every day, but it couldn't give me back that Saturday or Sunday that I was responding to emails. It couldn't give me back the times when my children were little. And it certainly couldn't give me back the version of myself with the time and energy to actually enjoy what I was working for. And I think this is a trade that many of us, probably most of us, are making that we don't quite realize. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you're spending your life affording a life that, frankly, you don't have time to live. The first one is that you've been taught that you have unlimited time. Let me explain. From a young age, you go to school, then you go to college, then perhaps you may get married or find a career, then you find a house to live in and buy. You get promoted, you have children, you have larger responsibilities, and you need to buy a bigger house, a nicer car, a bigger car to fit all your children. And the list goes on. Then at the end, whatever you have left, that's for you to enjoy. Everything becomes later. I'll travel later. I'll spend time with my family later. I'll take care of my health later. I'll take care of myself later. You start thinking that time and money are the same exact currency. Let me give you an example. You may spend $100 today and think that you can replenish that tomorrow. I'll gain $100 tomorrow. However, when you spend an hour scrolling on your phone, you may think, I'm spending 1 hour doing this. Well, you know what? Tomorrow, you don't get that hour back. We're so careful about where every penny goes, and yet with time, we're okay to spend thousands of it at work, in our careers, building things that may actually not matter in the end. We're fine with exchanging it for a paycheck. And with that paycheck, we then exchange it for a house, for a car, and all the responsibilities that go with maintaining these things. On the flip side of that coin, money does matter. It absolutely matters. You need to provide for yourself, for your family. You need to put gas in your car or electricity in your Tesla. You need to be able to eat and live and survive. Of course, we need those things. But the question is, how far are you willing to go to exchange your limited time for a life you may not ever be able to see? The second thing is that a lifestyle upgrade can actually be a life downgrade. Let me explain. When you get promoted to a 6-figure salary, does that give you more flexibility of your time, or does it take you of your limited time? Let's say you upgrade to a bigger house. Is that actually a lifestyle upgrade? You may be faced with a higher rent or mortgage bill. You may have higher utility costs and more square footage to clean and maintain. Not to mention higher property taxes and high insurance costs. How about that nicer car that you upgraded to or you're eyeing? That may come with higher registration and insurance costs. What about the interest that you're having to pay on this vehicle? More money in a career may mean more responsibilities, which also steals from the limited time that you actually have. Essentially, your lifestyle is getting better, but your actual life is getting worse. You have the house, but you're never there to enjoy it. You have the 6-figure salary, but you're constantly stressed. You get to go on vacations, but you're constantly on your phone on those vacations. That's the trap. The third thing is that retirement is a promise that we're making to ourselves, something we may never even see. Let me explain. When you're at your job, you're expected to work 30 to 40 years. Now more than ever, it seems like people are working until they die. We say things like, I'll retire in 40 years when I have enough money. But why are you waiting until the end of your life to actually enjoy it? What if you spend so much time and energy right now, this moment, for a life 30 or 40 years down the road that you may never be able to see? We've gotten so good at calculating monthly, weekly, analyzing our finances, figuring out where every penny goes. But is that something we do with our time? At a certain point, we need to step back and ask ourselves, how much time are we willing to spend at work? How much time are we willing to spend away from our families? How much time do you want to spend on learning something? How about doing absolutely nothing? Instead of automatically accepting a promotion, step back and ask yourself, how much flexibility will this promotion offer me? Just because a job pays you more doesn't mean it comes without a cost. Will it take away from the life I'm enjoying right now? Instead of buying the bigger house, step back and ask the question, will this house give me the lifestyle that I want? The next point is that you don't need to wait until retirement 30 or 40 years down the road to create a life that you actually don't want to escape from. Maybe the lifestyle that you don't want to escape from means working less hours. Maybe it means moving to a cheaper area so that you have margin to enjoy your life. Maybe it's saying no to a promotion that requires more of your time. Maybe it means to take a trip now instead of 30 years later. Maybe it means to work hard and earn more now so that you can buy back your freedom sooner. I'm not suggesting that everyone quit their jobs today. That's simply not realistic. A career can be meaningful. A job can be meaningful, and money can absolutely improve your life. And sometimes the best financial decision isn't, how can I earn $20,000 more this year? But it's simply, how can I spend $20,000 less this year? This is a topic that I've been thinking about all through my career, my 12-year career as a teacher. And even to this day, I'm still constantly battling, how much time am I willing to trade for X, Y, and Z? I had the career, 6-figure career. I had the home with a pool in the backyard and a beautiful view of the entire valley. I had the car that looked gorgeous on the road. I was the person who did everything right. I followed the path. I followed the script for success. I had all the things that if someone were to look on the outside, they would say, Lois made it. But eventually, I had to ask myself, what am I getting in exchange for all my time? Because that's a deal that we're making every single day. Time in exchange for money. Our present moment in exchange for a future we may never see. Maybe that's a perfectly reasonable exchange for you. But I think we should all look at our receipts, because one day we're all going to run out of time. And when that happens, I don't think you're going to look back and say, I wish I answered one more email. I wish I answered one more phone call. I wish I stayed in that cubicle one more day. I don't think we're going to wish that our calendars were fuller. I think we're going to wish that we'd been there for our loved ones. Those slow conversations, the sunsets, watching our children grow up. For those years that we thought we had more of. I'm not telling you to stop working. I'm asking you a question that's deeper. And that is the life you're working for actually worth the life you're giving up to get? Because you can spend your entire life working for something that you may never see. If you made it this far and this is something you've been thinking about, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, wow, fancy. Oh, here's the AC noise. Come on, baby. I hope you can hear me.